How you doing today? My name is Garrison Redd, and welcome back to the USA Para-Powerlifting YouTube channel. Today I want to discuss the mental aspect of para-powerlifting. Often, the mental part is also overlooked due to the fact that people always think about their physical performance, but they never consider their mental performance and the effect that their mental performance can have on their physical performance. So today I'm going to take you through a series of different workouts and exercises I try to do to stay mentally healthy and to perform mentally well. But before that, I just want to go more in depth about the mental aspect of para-powerlifting. What a lot of people don't know is that para-powerlifting can be a very mentally taxing sport for a variety of reasons. One of the reasons is due to training. Often we put ourselves through long durations of training to prepare for our upcoming meets, and that can impose a lot of stress on your body as well as a lot of stress on your mind. Sometimes you do not perform as well when you're under stress, whether it is something at work or something in regards to your family. That can have an effect on your performance as well. So those are things that we have to take into consideration when we are training and preparing. One of the things I like to do prior to each training session is I go through a series of mental exercises, such as I take deep breaths to my diaphragm, and I'm going to actually show y'all an example. That way you could follow along with me, and after you may feel a lot better. But these breaths are used a lot in meditation to relax the body. Also, it's a de-stressor. So stay tuned and follow along. So first, what I like to do is I like to close my eyes for about 15 seconds and just rid my mind of all the issues I had prior to training. So that way I can train effectively, which will carry over to my performance. And often prior to a competition, I will do these series of breaths also, just to keep me relaxed. So take a deep breath, try to feel that air pressing against your fingertips. Exhale. We're going to do about 5 of these. So that's one of the exercises I like to do prior to training, just to clear my head so I could provide 100% of my attention, actually 110% of my attention towards my training day. Another thing I like to do on a regular basis is practice imagery. I like to put myself in a setting, especially a competition setting, so that way I will have an idea of all the variables that can occur, so I'll be prepared for it. So this exercise we're going to do together as well. This exercise is typically designed for either para-powerlifters or people that are experienced in bench pressing, because this takes a lot of technique. Basically, all you're going to be doing is vision yourself in a setting and moving the bar. So what I like to do is I like to prepare just as if I was at a competition. The first thing I do is I make believe I'm approaching the bench. Then I put my mindset in the setting of I am getting on the bench. Then I wait a few seconds as if my coach is strapping me in. And then from there I start my setup process. And I do this with my eyes closed, so that's why they're currently closed, and as well as you guys can close your eyes as well if you want to follow along. Then, as I prepare my setup, I go through the same routine each and every time. This is me pulling myself up to the bar so that way I can get a nice arch. Squeezing my shoulder blades together, and now I'm going to lean back on the bench. The first thing I'm going to do is take my left hand. I'm going to grab the bar. I'm going to grip it. I'm going to make sure that there's enough torque, as well as I'm just going through my normal routine. So I'm making sure my hand is on the ring, the appropriate finger is on the ring, as I should say. Then I bring my right arm up, torque the bar, make sure my appropriate finger is covering the ring. Get a nice grip. Take a few breaths. Then I take the bar out. As I take the bar out, I try to get as close as possible to my setup that I ordinarily will do. Now I have the weight settled. I'm currently waiting for the judge to say start. The ref in that matter. I heard start, taking about 2 seconds prior to actually moving. Now I start to lower the bar. I'm envisioning the weight exactly as I will press it in a competition manner. Setting. Pause. Lock out. Wait for rack. And then back on the bar, on the rack. So that's typically one of the exercises I would do on a regular basis. And that really helps me with my mental endurance. That way I try to put myself in typical critical circumstances, such as like I'm down 0-2, which means I failed on my first 2 attempts, and I'm going for my 3rd lift, and I'm in a foreign country where typically, I wouldn't know the language, and it's just a different environment. That environment is different from your actual training environment. Back as far as the demonstration, I know it wasn't as accurate as I would normally do it. That's just for demonstration purposes. However, that is a great exercise. So that way you could take a look at your best lift. What I do is I take a look at one of my best lifts. I actually time it from the point the judge says start to the point I pressing the bar, the ascension, and then from the time to rack. What I've noticed is that's typically around 8 to 10 seconds. So with that said, I try to make sure that my imagery, as far as me lifting, is about 8 to 10 seconds as well. So that's a brief description on the importance of mental health in regards to para-powerlifting. That's one of the reasons why we have a sports psych doc to assist us with our mental preparation. I hope everyone enjoyed this video and learned something from it. Till next time, stay strong and stay safe.